I had like I'm Blue stuck in my head like the entire drive home after seeing this movie. So there you go.
Yo, listen up, here's the story about a little guy that lives in a blue world. And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue, like him inside and outside.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Will and welcome back to another quick review here on the channel. I am taking a look at Blue Beetle, the star of Xolo Maridueña. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. It is the origin story for the Blue Beetle, which is a character named Jaime Reyes, and his adventure and discovering his new superpower. This is from DC. And DC hasn't had the greatest track record this year. Honestly, to a certain extent, neither is Marvel. You know, the whole comic book thing is starting to wane a little bit. I think people are starting to rest on their laurels a little bit. Blue Beetle, it's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I was surprised how much I enjoyed it. If you happen to be new here and this happened to be your first time checking out one of my videos, hi, my name is Will and I do geeky stuff on the internet. I do reviews and reactions, discussions, some gaming, some drinking. I just like to have fun and I hope you do as well. And if that happens to be your bag and you're interested in hearing that from a geeky bear like myself, subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to hit 650 subscribers this year. I could use all the help and all the support I can get. So if you happen to enjoy this video, why not subscribe to the channel? And you can check out all the other videos I have on the channel as well. I talk about a lot of comic book movies, hence the reason we're talking about Blue Beetle. So Blue Beetle is possibly the last DC EU movie that was on the slate before James Gunn is going to do his complete universal rewrite. So there are some references to like in-universe characters that are in this universe, but it's not necessarily something that kind of bogs the movie down, which I think is really good. The story follows Jaime Reyes as he's trying to help support and provide for his struggling family, and everything gets kind of turned upside down when he encounters an alien scarab that actually bonds with him, making him the Blue Beetle. And he has to learn how to use this power to protect his family and to stop the head of Cord Industries, I believe her name's Victoria Cord, played by Susan Sarandon, and try to protect his family from that. Pretty simple. Actually kind of fun. It's a fun movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. It's not necessarily rewriting the entire superhero genre. It is definitely a textbook origin story for a new character that most people wouldn't necessarily know about. The character has a lot of lore because Jaime Reyes is the third incarnation of the Blue Beetle. Correct me if I'm wrong, comic book heads, but I'm pretty sure he's the third incarnation. It's actually very focused on Jaime Reyes and his family, the bond that they have, and I love lately that we've gotten more superhero stories about the character trying to balance the life along with his family. Like the family plays an important role in it. It reminded me a lot of Ms. Marvel, and why I like that series so much is because the family played a pivotal part in the development of Ms. Marvel's character throughout her series. And the family kind of steals the show for a lot of the movie. If you look back at a lot of the older movies, it's usually like parents die, mentor figures die, blah, blah, blah. This movie has that as well, but the familial element is strong and kind of the driving force for a lot of what Jaime does in the movie and what's important for him to protect. The suit design is actually pretty nice. I believe the budget's only like $100 million or something like that, so it's not like a ridiculously huge budget. Like the costume design, the special effects all look really good actually. For a movie that probably should have came out like a year or two ago. Still, it was a lot of fun in terms of the movie itself. Xolo's performance is actually pretty good. It is a strong character, and it's a strong supporting cast as well, and it had a lot of humor, it had some heart to it, and I think it succeeded better than something like The Flash, because the movie does spend a good portion of the beginning of the movie really focusing on establishing Jaime and his family, the bond that they have, so you actually have a connection with them as an audience member. We're not being told to care about him. we're being shown through his actions, his interactions with his family, the fact that his family supports him in his endeavors, even if they seem like kind of maybe or may not actually work out. There's never unnecessary strife with the family that causes any sort of weird tension that has to be resolved before the end of the movie. The external forces are what causes the strife and causes the pain that has to be resolved by the end of the movie. And that's nice. It's not necessarily having to be like, oh, he's having an argument with his parents and then something happens and they can't resolve it. None of that stuff that we've seen hundreds of times. It's actually kind of refreshing a little bit. It's not necessarily anything that's going to rewrite your perception of comic book movies. It's not necessarily something that's going to completely take the genre in a new direction. It's just a fresh character with a fresh outlook on what it is to be a hero and the importance of protecting what's important to you, aka your family, and also to have a purpose. And when a gift is presented to you, like, you make the choice of what to do with it, that sort of thing. It's a competent story that's told from start to finish. And after some of the last few movies on both sides of the comic book genre, it's nice to have just kind of a straightforward movie. And that might be why it feels enjoyable and refreshing to kind of watch. You don't have to worry about necessarily any previous information going into it to fully appreciate it. You can just kind of go in, it presents you with the story, and you kind of go along with the ride. I really like the interactions with the suit. I like what the suit can do. I like how they displayed it on camera. The villain, played by Susan Sarandon. You know what? Sometimes you just need someone just to be bad that has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. So when you see them get their comeuppance, you actually kind of enjoy it. And I was totally fine with that too. The subtext and the underlining racism that she displayed in the movie, yeah, it's not uncommon when it comes to people of wealth treating people in the lower class, especially people who, you know, immigrated to, I'm assuming this was the United States. It's a fictional city, like all cities in the DC universe are fictional, but there's some things you can't fictionalize, and the movie uses it to its advantage to make you really want to see the villain get their comeuppance. Yes, it has the classic, oh, the villain has the same powers as the hero. At this point, what else would you expect? For DC movies, it's not a high bar to clear for certain ones. I definitely put it above The Flash, I'll tell you that much. Probably above Black Adam as well, because I actually like Sholo's performance in the movie. I love the grandmother. She is dope as hell in this movie. Even his uncle, played by George Lopez, is actually really funny. It does set up for like a sequel potentially as well. And that still remains to be seen, depending on what happens if this incarnation of the Blue Beetle makes its way into James Gunn's vision for the DC universe. I believe that was one of the ones I think they were planning on keeping. We'll just have to wait and see, because everything's up in the air right now between strikes and between, you know, declining box offices. It's still up in the air to see what's going to happen. I really enjoyed the family. The action, especially the third act, was a lot of fun. I'm trying not to spoil stuff. I really actually did enjoy it. I laughed. I had a good time watching the movie. It's not necessarily going to top the box office, I don't think. But it's a serviceable comic book movie that you don't have to worry about previous iterations or movies prior to it to truly go in and enjoy it. I actually missed like the first 10 minutes of it because traffic was a pain in the ass because there was an accident and stuff like that. So I was really upset. I almost didn't see it because I was super pissed in the car because there's people today were just driving weird, and it's like my day off and stuff like that. But I'm not going to ramble. That's too much to throw into this review. I do recommend checking out Blue Beetle if you choose to see it in theaters or wait until it comes out. That's completely up to you, but I do highly recommend checking it out. And like always with any review I do, try to form your own opinion if you like it or if you don't like it. And I actually enjoyed it. I had fun with it. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I loved his family. His family was a big part of the movie. I think that connection, that strength is what made the character much more enjoyable to watch and to kind of get invested into a story, and made him a better character. And I really appreciated that aspect of the movie. And that's probably why I would say this is a lot better than I thought. Well, who knows where this character is going to lead? We'll just have to wait and see what happens once DC gets their shit together. That's going to do it for this review of Blue Beetle. Let me know your thoughts on the movie in the comments down below. Try to keep it spoilers free if you would. And thank you so much for checking out this and all my videos. I really do appreciate it. If this happened to be your first time and you didn't happen to enjoy this video, and if you be so inclined to check out more videos on the channel, I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you click that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate that as well. You can follow me on a lot of different social media platforms listed at the end of this video. I have a ton of videos on this channel you're more than welcome to check out. Like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff. And as always, until next time, I will catch you later. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you did like this video, why not give me a thumbs up and share it with your friends? You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on my gorgeous little face right over there. You can follow me on all the various social media platforms right below. And last but certainly not least, if you've got a few extra minutes, why not check out one of the lovely videos floating right over here. Later.